Our performance is a bit crazy, so you might not know what's going on. It's basically about the individual stories of 5 girls who've ended up in an asylum. And what we wanted to do was create pity instead of fear for the characters, and raise awareness of the fact they're not crazy. They've actually had like something happen to them that caused them to be who they are now.
Okay, do you want to repeat that for your dramatic intention? Is
To create pity, not fear, and to show clearly the stories behind why they
right, you ready?
Oh, Tiff, did you say you were doing it?
Jack said he was doing it.
Jack? Would you mind filming for me?
You said you were.
Go on, Tiff. Right. Eva, you might have to switch the working lights off.
Are you all ready?
Do you want that curtain closing? Yeah, yeah.
Crazy, hated, liar, different, killer, crazy, hated, liar, different, killer, crazy, hated, liar, different, killer, crazy, hated, liar, hated, liar, different, killer.
I've got to get back home. 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 I've got to get back home.
Unwashed, untried, unclean hands. To take the
You didn't wake up. You wouldn't take
no for an answer. Your roommate is dead. Your roommate is dead!
My roommate is dead. On Monday night, I heard a thud in her room. It was loud, a loud thud. I'm not sure what happened. The door was shut. I didn't open it. I respected privacy. I was sitting on the sofa when I heard the thud. I asked if anything was wrong, but she didn't answer. Not a word. She's quiet then. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. That is shy. She's dead. So I didn't ask again. I didn't want to be a pest. She's dead. I waited to see if there was another thud. She could have been moving things around in her room. It made a thud when a piece of furniture slipped out of her hands. It happens. People drop furniture. It makes a thud. After about 5 minutes, I heard a voice say, "Help." Kind of whispered, but like it was strange to say it. It could have been a voice on the TV. I couldn't be sure. The door was shut, and I wasn't going to open it, and I wasn't going to call 911. I don't make outgoing calls, and I screen incoming calls. I order my groceries online. They deliver. I slide a note under the door, telling them to knock 3 times, then bring them inside, and leave the money on the table. When they knock, I run into the bathroom. I can't be in the living room or kitchen if the door is open, so I couldn't call 911. They bust the door open. No, no, please, no, no, please. It would be open, wide open. The 911 people can't be trusted to wait until I run into the bathroom before they bust the front door open. They can't be trusted. They like to ride around with their lights flashing and their sirens going. People like that. 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 People like that can't be trusted for a minute. And anyway, I didn't hear a voice say help again, so I didn't have to bother calling anybody. Help me. I hate the nurse with the red hair. 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 The young one who works the day shift. I hate her. She slapped me yesterday. Backhanded me right across the face. Across the face. All I said was I don't want to take the damn pill. That was all I said. Really. She hit me. I bit her hand. I'd have been quicker. I'd have gotten a couple of her fingers in my mouth when she hit me. Next time, I'll be ready. I'll leave teeth marks on her hand.
my suspicions about him for a while. I've suspected. I've my office is across from mental. I can hear what goes on there. I can tell reports from it. And I can hear when someone uses the hand dryer. And my boss has never done water. I have never heard him use the hand dryer. And I have never seen him use hand sanitizer. The other day, my boss came out of the restroom and reached right down into the candy jar on my desk. He dug his hands way down into the evidence. His unwashed, undried, unclean hands. He looked at me and said, and that wasn't the first time he's done it. He's violated my candy jar too many times to count. And every time I throw away the candy, I'm not going to have unclean candy sitting on my desk. That's how it happened, you know. Pregnancy. He didn't touch me, but he had unclean thoughts about me. I became pregnant. Months ago. That's when it happened. I'm pregnant for 11 months. 11 months is a long time to be pregnant. Babes are supposed to come out after 10 months, you know. People will tell you it's 9 months, but they lie.
They lie about washing their hands, and they lie about liking your dress, and they lie about how long you're supposed to be pregnant before the baby comes out.
It's coming. It's coming. It's time.
It's time!
Has anyone seen my baby? Please, it's my baby! No, please! Please!
Driving along, everything's fine. I was driving. Carolyn and Marcy, they're my friends. Carolyn was in the front, and Marcy was in the back seat behind me. Marcy's friend, Michelle. We were driving along and talking. I don't want to take it home. We weren't doing anything crazy. I wasn't driving recklessly. It was raining. So I was being extra safe. I'm a good driver.
I'm a very good driver!
So, we were driving along. Carolyn was looking on some strawberry lips. Michelle started screaming,
I'm allergic to strawberries!
Carolyn was like, it's just lip gloss.
Strawberry lip gloss. It felt like I'm smearing strawberries.
All over my face!
But Michelle kept screaming, I'm allergic to strawberries! I am allergic to strawberries! The windshield wiper
Shut up! It started raining harder. Michelle was hyperventilating in the backseat, so I looked in the mirror to make sure she hadn't passed out or anything. We started sliding off the road. The car hydroplaned. We hit a telephone pole and we spun around. Can't say anything. The people in the car behind us. I don't remember what happened. I blacked out. When I woke up, I was lying in a puddle. And I was all wet. I don't like being in wet clothes. They didn't wake up. Carolyn, Marcy, Michelle. They didn't wake up. We were all wearing our seatbelts. But mine, it popped open and I flew out of the car. I was ejected and they weren't. They all got crushed. People kept calling the house. And they left these really harsh voicemails saying, I hope you feel guilty for what you've done. I did. I felt guilty. I felt guilty. They left me boxes and packages. One case was full of smashed Hot Wheel cars that had been smashed and mangled. And there were a dozen index cards mixed in with the cars. The cards said, killer. All of them. Everyone. Killer. I couldn't drive again for a couple of weeks. I was too scared to get behind the wheel. And it was time. It was time to drive. I drove over to Michelle's family home. And I heaved the box of smashed Hot Wheel cars and threw it through the window. And I spray painted killer all over her lawn. You see, I am not a killer. I didn't make it rain and I didn't make the car hydroplane. And I didn't throw a fit about anyone's strawberry lip gloss. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault! Help me. I said no! No. I didn't want him to take me home. I was tired. And I had a headache. That's all. I wasn't dizzy or anything. It was just a headache. But he insisted. He was insistent. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. Jason was like that. He always got his way with Melanie. She's my best friend. Jason's a boyfriend. So finally, I said, okay, you can take me home. He knew the way. But instead of going the way I would have, he went a roundabout kind of way that made no sense. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to get into an argument about who knew the best way to get to my apartment. Besides, it's not a good idea to get into an argument with your best friend's boyfriend. So I didn't say anything. When he pulled into the parking lot, he said, I'll walk you to your apartment. I told him he didn't have to. He said he wanted to be a gentleman. I said no. No thank you, really. I don't need an escort to my apartment. But he insisted. He was insistent. and he wouldn't take no for an answer. I grabbed my keys out of my purse, and he took them out of my hand and started to unlock the door for me. No! I said, I can do it. I don't need your help. Before I was finished, he'd unlocked the door, and we were inside. And he insisted, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. He grabbed my wrist, and he said, "You know what I want." The whole time, I was saying no. I was screaming it. No! Stop! But he didn't listen. He didn't take no for an answer. You know when he came over, and I told her what happened. She didn't believe me. Nobody did. I'm not lying. It happened. Jason did it. It happened. And you'll believe me. I'll make you. And I won't take no for an answer.
You know what I want. You know what I want. You know what I want.
Help me.
Crazy. Liar. Different. Liar. Different. Liar. Different. Different. Liar. Different. Liar. Different. Liar. Different.